So, welcome to the seminar. I've just started the recording as well for the YouTube video. Um, like I asked in the Discord, what you guys would like to see first was mostly battle stats and fight tactics. So we'll start with the battle stats. Um, First of all, I'm gonna look at like free-to-play gains in the battle stats. I see a lot of people that are not optimizing their free-to-play gains. You can get a lot of stats without really much of an investment. For starters, what I look a lot at is hero potential. So a lot of the stats that you get from in battle reports is just from having your heroes. You don't even need to take them. Like you will get these stats always. It's a very big portion of the fighting stats that you get. You can look everything up in a report. So here you see, for example, hero potential. That is quite a lot. 105 extra attack from that. 85% defense. Now the only you can max it out outside of the pay to win heroes. They're pretty difficult. I'm struggling with that myself. Like I bring them to level 60. That already gives like a huge portion. But the second part, for example here, HP of all units, cavalry damage, all damage, cavalry damage, these depend on the skill level of these heroes. So these are really hard to gain stats. But for most of the heroes, let me check which heroes. These, for example, you have cavalry HP. They're easy to get. You know, you just need like the legendary badges. What a lot of people don't understand is that these stats work all the time. Even if you don't bring the hero to the field, they work in garrison, rally, on the field, always. Hero potential, they add up, and you can see it a little bit as doing researches. They always count. Now, the second part is ancient knowledge. Um, Over here, what mistake often people make is that they just push everything. Well, you only want to push your main troop type. For me, that's for example cavalry. So what you do is you upgrade the other stats. For example, here you can see infantry attack, archer attack, priest heal. You upgrade them to the bare minimum to get like to the next level every time, and other than that, you kind of just avoid them. Even later, when, for example, me, I've completed cavalry. Now I have a lot of these cookies, I call them cookies, but I'm not upgrading these because it's a lot of resources, and for me there are really not a lot of gains to have infantry, archer, priest stats because I'm always focused on cavalry. Now maybe if I was a bigger spender and I wouldn't care that much, there are small gains as a rally or garrison lead if some guy with like the wrong troop type joins your rally or garrison, but I'm always good at maintaining my rally and garrison, and I kick those players out because my stats for infantry and cavalry, they're pretty bad. But yeah, this is super important. Focus on your main troop type and avoid upgrading any of the other stats. There are a few exceptions over here that also give good gains. Here you have like general, normal, counter attack damage. These are good. Training speed and treatment speed. Treatment speed is very important, and counter attack damage as well. You will find that as well. But other than that, just focus your main troop type. Then where most of the people go wrong is when you look at purple mounts and purple tactics. These you cannot buy with money. There is no way to buy these upgrades with money. You cannot do this. The only way you can upgrade these is by being active and claiming them each day. Now, how you do this, an important part is dungeon entry. So here, these, as long as you haven't upgraded these to maximum, buy these every day, non-stop. Don't miss a day. You know, just every day you buy these until you have it completed. The second part where you will be getting a lot is from challenging. So over here in the Poseidon shop, you can also on a daily basis get all of these. As you can see, the only ones I've bought are pocket watches, and that is because the only upgrade for me that is left is one upgrade here to study. Outside of that, I've completed my main troop type both in study and comprehend. This is a slow grind, but it's super essential. You're getting so many free stats basically. Like you can see, it doesn't cost a lot. It only costs 120 of these small pocket watches to do an upgrade. While if you want to do an upgrade over here, it's gonna cost you 750. You know, 750 of the divine compenses, and it's only like double the stats maybe. You know, so it's definitely a big difference. So definitely focus on the purple mounts and the purple tactics. A lot of it is also like in hegemony. You also have the pocket watches and the herbs. And then sometimes with events. So for example, if you look at a discount card, here you will get them as well. So these are really the essential part. If you're able to complete your free-to-play gear, I call it free-to-play gear, your purple mount and your purple tactics, then you're already pretty beast mode. You don't have to invest super a lot. You're already like able to put out a good performance on the field. Now, after that comes like the harder part. When you did all the easy gains, you kind of almost completed like your ancient knowledge. You've done like all the heroes. Your researches are kind of on par. You did like most of your battle researches. Then comes the difficult part, and then most of the time you want to look at mounts and tactics. Why don't I say like warmongering set? Well, a lot of people they invest in the warmongering set, but they fail to understand that the only gains you're getting is attack and defense. And what most people don't know is that HP and damage is just a lot stronger. You can see, for example, if I look purely at attack and defense, I have a higher attack as Lion, but Lion has a bunch more health and a bunch more defense. Well, he can take me easy. Why? Because you know attack only means so much, while damage and HP, it just means a lot more. Now an additional thing to add to that is it's good to have it balanced, attack, defense, HP, damage. But there is one thing to add, and that is certain troop types work better with attack, while other work better with defense. Now, for example, if you are like an infantry player and you have the Teutonic Knights, well, then you can look at what are the extras that you're getting from it. So a lot of it is like defense. So with these type of infantry troops, it's better to work on the defense. Bum, bum, bum. Check. Legionary, exactly the same. Also defense, a lot of it is like extra defense. Now, if you're, for example, Cossacks, cavalry, then it's better to focus on attack a little bit more. Or when you have the ninjas, they're also more famous for their attacks. Then it's better to focus a bit more on attack, while with the other troop types, it's better to focus a bit more on defense. But in essence, always focus on your troop type. That is the most essential part. Now, if you don't want to invest a lot of money, then the only way you can do it is kind of saving up. You're kind of every time there are events, you save up all the stuff that is needed, like your potions, your divine compasses, and so on, until you have enough to do upgrades, and you always do that during the right events. So improved tactics is, for example, the moment that we're gonna do upgrades of the tactics. As you can see, I'm currently like right outside of the top 10. That is not good. Need to be in the top 10 to get like a good reward, otherwise you end up with just the damaged scrolls. Well, this is of course a lot stronger, so I will have to do a little additional push here. But the most important part is always try to push during the the um, the clashing lords. That is important. So today it's tactics, yesterday it was mounts, but it starts adding up. So another thing to focus on is of course the gems. I'm always in favor of using one attack and one defense gem. Don't focus on the other gems. You can upgrade them a little, but they're not gonna help you a lot. Like this is 1.4% attack of all units that you're getting extra. While if you look here, well, that's 35% cavalry attack and 11.6% attack of all units. So definitely just focus on your own troop type. The general ones, they're pretty good as well. You can get some nice stats on it, but mainly just focus on your cavalry ones. These are cheaper to build as well. Um, but again, you have to be active every day. Always claim from the garden. Make sure you do some upgrades for the garden, so that you can keep building those gems up. Now, runes, it's a bit difficult. Runes give a lot of battle stats as well, um, but they're harder to get. You will have to get the hammers. For example, right now we had an odyssey where it was archers, then you're not gonna use your hammers. Well, I did a little. I did like 60 hammers each time, and the reason I did that is because the first few levels they give like these purple rune selection boxes. They're pretty good because that way you can upgrade kind of the purple ones, and they're pretty strong as well. Of course, the legendary ones are the strongest because you're getting like additional um, stats from it outside of the normal stats, like a special. But these are pretty strong as well. Again, damage, HP is always like super strong. Like some people mentioned, if you're gonna use it in like a hero challenge or that kind of stuff, then put defense in front. Um, I have it a little bit different now. Like this is not an ideal setup. I have my troop damage and my troop attack kind of on my fastest march. That is normally not what you want to do. I just did that because I'm using this march to hit barbs, and I did it to do like barb camp rallies, and then it's just faster because it does a lot more. But for me, it would be better to swap, for example, the runes with my Kofu, because right now I have my defensive and my HP runes on Kofu, and that is not ideal. It's better to have your offense on not on your fastest march, because your fastest march is gonna get into the battle first, so it's gonna get the blunt of the damage. So it's better to have defense HP on that. Um, but everything you do, you can find back in the reports, and most of it is kind of teaching yourself a little bit. Let me check where I have some other battle stats. So this is, for example, in Siege. Everything you can find back in the report. You have tech. A lot of people put a lot of resources towards tech, while tech is only like a small part of your total stats, but it costs the most resources. So if you have trouble with resources, do a little bit less on tech and focus a little bit on the other stuff. Here you can see the hero skill. That is the skills you have in the heroes. It's important to have that right. Your equipment, that is kind of your attack. You will not see damage and HP a lot from it, only from the ring and the necklace, but that is another way to obtain it. Mount, you can see most of your stats come from the mount and the tactics. Um, and that is where a lot of people fail, is they look at a profile and they see like super high equipment, but they fail to notice the mount or the tactics, while the equipment is just a small part of your total stats. Gems, hero potential, ancient knowledge, your runes, of course alliance stack. Yeah, so that is important. Your skins, also don't forget to activate the right skins. So if you go over here, you can apply different skins. So you have, for example, I put defensive units and attackable units. It might be that if I use like a cavalry, I don't even know if there is a cavalry castle at the moment. Yeah, so Tensu, but I don't have that. I don't have this castle. But it would be better for me than having this one, because it's for all the units and not only on the cavalry. Well, over here I have the bamboo pavilion for the frontier camp. That is also some nice additional stats. If you're not able to obtain this, then you can look at autumn leaves or the clown, the circus climb. Those are okay too. And then you have the gate skin. Um, they'll probably end up bringing more gate skins in the future. I've been really surprised that so far only cavalry has the gate skin, but it's the same with Apex right now. Only like infantry runes are there. I think at some point there will be some event where cavalry will get some nice runes as well. So definitely make sure you've added the correct decorations, and that will help you a lot. I think that is most of it, battle stats wise. Well, there is an important addition to that. Um, a lot of people, they don't fully understand how the differences are working between like field battles and siege and garrison. But in essence, when they say in the wild, that means that when you're attacking just freely, on the field with others fighting, that is in the wild. When you're attacking a base or you're attacking a trade post, that is kind of siege. When they are attacking your base or when they are attacking your trade post, that is kind of called garrison. So it's important to also for yourself, if you're for example not the strongest player, then for you it will not make a lot of sense to do siege like against garrison, because you're not gonna hit bases that much, you're not gonna hit trade posts that much, you're more into field fighting, you're more into garrison. Then it's better for you to kind of focus on the field fighting and on the garrison, which is kind of making your base stronger, and ignore the siege part a bit. Um, yeah, but in all, whatever you do, always try to keep balance and in attack and defense. Like I said, in my part, it's better to have a bit more attack than defense and health. Um, or I mean as defense. But okay, that is it for now. I will be back in a moment. Need to do something in real life.